in and around Bristol.
Yeah, it's basically, it's not as people think. It's actually more a system itself. People have this idea that the system sorts it all out and all the rest of it, but the fact is you can't get anything sorted at the minute. Especially we're finding for British people, if you don't have an addiction or a health problem, or you can't be classified as having a mental health issue, you just don't get anything on the system. It's that simple.
So if you're not a drug addict or you're not suffering from mental health, you feel that there's basically a real lack of help.
It's like a prerequisite to get your housing, and you get held down until such time as you agree with that, and that's and people think it's that's the excuse for it. Yeah, there's a lot of people who have these issues, but there's loads of people out there that they're just turning up saying, well, I just want my money and stuff to get on with my life, and they're not being allowed. It's a bit sad, but yeah, the whole system. I mean, there's a lot of charities out there that are getting paid vast amounts of money.
Yeah.
And yet you look around, same people are on the streets.
Yeah.
So what's going on? Why is there no recirculation with people getting off the streets, and stuff like that, that hand out clothes, showers, food. But when it comes to the charities getting people off the street, it's almost like, sorry, but you have to be an addict, or you have to have a disability, or you have to have a mental health illness, which is pretty insulting. People still think you can get job seekers, but you can't always, you can't necessarily. It's almost impossible to get job seekers for a lot of people out in the streets anyway.
Yeah, well, you touched on the fact that without an address, your personal credit, the payment.
You can't have everybody in the world who becomes homeless suddenly registered with some church or as their address or a charity. I mean, yeah, some people do that, but the fact is you just shouldn't have to. We've got a British society that says that it provides housing, provides a basic amount of money, and basically, unless you agree to be to have some sort of addiction or something, you don't get that.
Yeah.
So that's when you look at everybody around, it's just stagnant. The big charities that are supposed to be helping people off the street, they've sat with me and and they've said, oh well, have you got this, have you got that? Of course I haven't got these documents, or of course I haven't got these things.
Yeah.
I even went into HSBC. I said, right, you've got a homeless bank account, can I get one? And they said, yeah, but you need an address. I was like, well, what are you on about?
Hold on a minute. So a homeless bank account, yet you need an address?
Yeah, you still have to have an address for a homeless bank account.
It's my goodness.
I said, you're joking? And they went, no, we have to register it to somewhere. I said, well, you don't have a homeless bank account then. I said, it's stupid, and so this is the things, the general population get shown this amazing work that all these charities and everything are doing, but actually the same people are still without anything years and years later, until they sort of say they've got this problem with themselves. And that's a systematic thing. That's from community to community. That's all the way across the country.
Yeah.
That's how the communities work.
Yeah.
In Britain, is basically you come into a community, you've got to be sort of almost degraded to nothing before the community accepts you back in or accepts you into their community. And that's what happens in the background. But yeah, what the public is being told is like, basically we've got systems in place for all this. And yeah, the system's there, but it doesn't mean you can use it.
Yeah.
It's just being stopped until you comply to sort of degrade yourself even further.
It's absolutely crazy, isn't it? And so, how long have you been here for then?
Well, I've actually been. I don't always stay here.
Yeah.
Over many years, probably about 6 or 7 years.
Really?
Originally, there was a Polish guy who built a hut in it.
Yeah.
There was an older guy who used to live in a tent out the back cave. There's a cave out behind here, and I originally started living in a cave. There's another side cave.
Is there?
Yeah, I had a double duvet in there.
Did you?
Yeah.
And so how is it sleeping in the caves?
As long as you've got experience, then it's
Yeah,
fine.
because you've touched on you've got a lot of experience with outdoor